Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 21 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of today's episode, we're quickly going to look at the games that lie ahead. Up first, well, it's a huge one for me as the manager of Liverpool. We're taking on, at home, Lazio for our final game in our Champions League group stage. The reason it's so big for me is because first time round playing them in our group stage, we lost 3-0 and the hashtag MassiveBradOut started trending on Twitter. So it's a game where I need to bounce back and show the fans and the people that showed hate and the online trolls that it was just a small slip up and we are going to absolutely do over Lazio in our final game of the Champions League group stage, and we will finish top of our Champions League group. Up next, we then take on Burnley away from home in the Premier League. And for the final game in today's episode, we're back at home to take on Frank Lampard's Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. Very, very excited for today's episode. We touched up at the end of the last episode as to which two games we would play and which one we would simulate. And I'm going to stick with what I said. We're going to play the game against Lazio, simulate the game against Burnley, and then, of course, play the game in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup against Frank's Chelsea. Very, very pumped for today's episode, you know. But, as usual at the start, my favourite part, the original idea that I brought to FIFA 21 was the hashtag comment conference, where I go through your comments that you guys have left and I answer them in a press conference-esque sort of mode. For today's episode, because I haven't uploaded the episode before this one yet, it's not going out till about 4 or 5 hours ahead from when I'm actually recording. There's no hashtag comment conference questions. There's no comments or things for me to read out in the comment section. So we can jump straight into the Lazio game at the start of today's episode. It's our final game in the group stage. We are 1 point behind them, and I'm hoping we can bounce back and get a win. They beat us 3-0 last time. I'm hoping this time we can absolutely slaughter them. And I mean slaughter them. We've got the squad to do it. We slipped up, made a couple of mistakes last time. Hopefully that won't be the case this time round. But you can now see the lineup we're putting out against Lazio. We've got Sadio Mane out on the left wing. Bobby Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing. Gino Wijnaldum linking up with Thiago in the central midfield roles. A little deeper, we've got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield. Then Robertson, Van Dijk, Gomez and Trent at the back with Alisson between the sticks. I aim to be getting in a half-time 3 or 4-0 up. We are going to literally straight into 6th gear and go. As simple as that. Then at half-time, I can bring off some of the bigger players and get them ready for the game against Burnley. Because between the Lazio game and the Burnley game, we only have 2 days, which isn't a lot of time for the players to recover and rest before we go again. So we need to make sure that I'm bringing some players off because, of course, the game against Burnley is going to be the simulated game in today's episode. Then after the game against Burnley, we've only got 3 days to recover, train and rest before we take on Chelsea. So really going to have to rotate it a lot. Luckily enough, the game against Chelsea's in the Carabao Cup, and I promised you guys and said in the hashtag comment conference that I will be playing some of the youngsters and some of the rotated players and the reserve players ahead of this starting 11. But if we can get this starting 11 to be facing off against Burnley, then I'll be very happy. But let's get into this game now against Lazio. And let's show Lazio this time round what we're really made of. 3-0. Last time we played them, Lucas Leiva even come back to haunt us. And he did get on the score sheet. But we must bounce back here. We're at home. The home fans behind us. We've got to prove to the fans that last time it was just a little mistake. A little smidgy slip up. But I'm feeling confident here. I think we will go out there today and we will absolutely run riot against this bright green Lazio as Bobby Firmino gets us kicked off in this first half period. Let's go Fabinho. Oh, nicely done. Keep him here. Keep him here. Nicely done. Come on, we need to win that, Thiago. Play it through now to Bobby. Bobby going to hold it up and go out wide now to Mo Salah. And Mo Salah's going to be gone here. And I am now going to have, potentially, I thought I was going to have Bobby in the middle. I am going to have Bobby in the middle. I'm going to have Thiago as well, who's going to slot home to make it 1-0 after just 6 minutes. Sipping on some tea, are we, Thiago? Come on, Thiago. Thiago Alcantara. Beautiful, that's what we like to see. Go on, Mane, I've got you. Through ball there to Mane. Beautiful, hold it in, Mane, hold it in. Beautiful, it's Sadio Mane. Mane puts it on the inside now to Genie, referee. That's going to be a penalty in the 11th minute. Lucas Leiva, who came back to haunt us first time we played them, wearing a captain's armband, has given away a penalty against his former club, Liverpool. It's a tough one up for Lucas Leiva. But it is Sadio Mane who will step up to take this one. Sadio Mane looking for this top right corner. Sadio Mane looks to slot home. Sadio Mane sends the keeper the wrong way. And it's 2-0 after 11 minutes. It's Thiago. Through now to Bobby, who's going to send it round out wide for Sadio Mane first time. Here comes Sadio Mane. I got Genie on the inside. I've now got Mo Salah. Mo Salah! It's 3-0! Yes! To everyone that said hashtag MassiveBrad out, what are we saying now? What are we saying now?
Well, here's the replay. It's a lovely quick
cheese! Boom.
But then there's still plenty to do.
Keep Lucas Leiva out the way. Ball put through is Gomez. Play it out from the back, lads. Nicely done. Let's go Trent. Ping that now, looking for Mo Salah. If Mo wants to get on his bike, Mo's going to keep that in beautifully. Let's go now to Bobby Firmino. Bobby lays it off now to Genie. Genie going to go out wide now for Sadio Mane. Dink that ball back in, Mane. It's a great ball in. Unfortunately, no one there is Fabinho. To Thiago. To Genie. To Thiago. Turns his man. Thiago now laying it out wide now for Trent, who's going to whip a nice ball in. Looking for Bobby Firmino in the middle. He's going to put wide. It's offside, but Bobby Firmino should be challenging from there. It's a great wicked ball in there from Trent. He is offside, we'll give him that, but unfortunately he headed wide a goal anyway. Thiago feeds one in behind now for Mo Salah, who's going to dink one in. But Sadio Mane in the back post, and the keeper's going to come out and collect that, and he had to really. And I'm sure as the keeper does kick this ball out, the referee is going to blow his half-time whistle, as he does. And it's 3-0 at Anfield. Well, I'm sure if they didn't plan already, Lucas Leiva should have been telling the Lazio players and manager, look, we beat Liverpool 3-0. When we play them again, they're going to come and seek some revenge. We managed to get it to 3-0 by half-time. We're straight into 6th gear. We're ready to go. We're going to jump back into the second half. Still in 6th gear. I want another 2 goals, and then I will start to relax and see this game out. Thiago through there now to Mo Salah. Mo Salah going to feed it in behind now. But Sadio Mane through a goal! Sadio Mane! Pennies for 4! Mo Salah and Mane assisting each other there. It's a beautiful ball in behind from Mo Salah. Where is Mo? Come and celebrate. Mane, thank him for that ball through. That was a tremendous ball through. Look at this. Round the back of the defender. Mane through on his weak left foot. Boom. Bottom right corner. It's 4-0. Lazio are going home with their heads on the floor, that's for sure. Oh my God, Mane, come on. Flick it to Mane. Flick it to Mane. Mane cuts it back. In now for Thiago! It's 5-0. Sipping on some tea, are we, Thiago? That's what we like to see. Great block there. Bobby nods it into the path of Sadio Mane, who switches it over to Thiago on the right side. Thiago knew he was putting that ball in the top left every single time. On the inside. Play it through now to Bobby Firmino. It's beautiful. Bobby going to get ahead of his man. Bobby Firmino has done. Bobby Firmino, a little bit of skill. Knocks it out wide on his right foot. He hits the post. Oh, Bobby Firmino with the techers. Fabinho knocks it. It's now going to fall to Saw. Saw still going. Let's feed it out wide now. If we can to Robertson, who's going to drill a lovely ball in. Looking for Fabinho in the middle to make it 6. Wow. Go and thank Robbo there, because that was on a plate for you, Fabinho. On a plate, and it's 6-0 in the 80th minute. I was always going to seek revenge against Lazio. I was embarrassed that we got beat 3-0 by them. So it was never going to happen. Second time round. Look at that. Boom. Fabinho gets ahead of his man and nods it past the keeper. It's 6-0. And we have dominated and embarrassed Lazio just like they did to us. Come on, there's still one more in the tank here, lads. There's still one more in the tank. Feed that through now to Diego Jota. Diego Jota puts a lovely ball in, looking for Ox at the back post, and unfortunately, the ball is going to go out of play and go onto the roof of the net. But who cares? We beat Lazio. We got beat 3-0. We come back to beat them 6-0. Second time round in our Champions League group. 6-0. I said to you guys we were going straight into 6th gear. 6th gear means 6 goals. And man of the match for our number 6,
Well, clearly the difference
Thiago
between
Alcantara.
two goals are really
Well done, Thiago. He bossed it in the midfield. You know, he bossed it. I played him ahead of Naby Keita with Naby Keita not being completely fit. And he absolutely bossed it. And I'm sure he should have picked up man of the match. It's Sadio Mane that picks up man of the match with a 9.6, which is a little bit of a shock. But we managed to batter Lazio. They don't have a shot on target, let alone even a shot. We managed 12 shots, 11 on target, 6 in the back of the net. Sadio Mane picks up man of the match with a 9.6 rating. And what a way to bounce back. A very, very distracting, heartbreaking, embarrassing 3-0 defeat first time round. But to bounce back and beat them 6-0 and embarrass them the way that they did to us, it feels great. And I hope after this game, hashtag MassiveBrad is now trending on Twitter. But what a great start to today's episode. A 6-0 bounce back against Lazio. We lost first time round 3-0. It was embarrassing. I wasn't happy. We just got simply outplayed. But for me to say in a comment conference that it was just a little minimal slip up and we would bounce back and we would prove to the fans that it was just due to a couple of mistakes that we made, we've shown exactly that. A 6-0 win over Lazio puts us in a great headspace, great morale. The players will be bouncing going into this simulated game against Burnley up next. Unfortunately, you can see from the lineup, we are struggling with fitness a little bit. Mane, Salah, Thiago, Fabinho, Van Dijk, Gomez, Trent, not 100% fit, but it's a must that they start at Turf Moor against Burnley. We're doing so well in the Premier League right now. We can't let off. We've got to still keep playing our main players to score goals. Unfortunately, Firmino was about 66% fitness. I couldn't risk playing him. I've got to be careful as well because of fatigue. I've got to be careful that his players go below about the 60% fitness. They can start getting injured. They start getting fatigued. And we just don't need any more injuries after already losing Jordan throughout the whole of season 1. He's probably going to be out for the rest of the season. So we can't afford for other players to be picking up injuries. That's why Genie's not playing. But you can now see the lineup we're putting out. We've got Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Patson Daka at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Naby Keita linking up with Thiago in the central midfield roles. A little deeper, we got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield. Then Robertson, Van Dijk, Gomez and Trent at the back with Alisson between the sticks. Let's get this game warmed up. Let's get into this simulated game. We're coming off a back end of a 6-0 win against Lazio. I am hoping we can tear up against Burnley and see this game out by half time. If we can get 2 or 3-0 by half time, we'll be in a great position, as it is Burnley, to get us kicked off in this first half period. Come on, Redmen. Come on, lads. Well done. Put it through now. Patson Daka plays it back now. Go on, Naby, and Naby is saved. Let's feed this through nicely. Put it through there. No, Keita's not going to put it through. Here's Thiago. To Daka, to Mo Salah to make it 1-0. Our Egyptian king gives us the lead in the 15th minute. That's what we like to see. Here's Mane. Ball into Thiago. Thiago gets the shot up, and it's another save from Pope. Struggling to break Pope down here at the moment, and as Burnley now look at breaking down this far side, we've got to be careful we don't get done on the counter, and luckily enough for us, the referee is going to blow his half-time whistle. We've come in with the 1-0 lead away from home at Turf Moor, 61% possession, 5 shots, 5 chances, 1 in the back of the net. I'm happy to resume and jump into the second half with Patson Daka getting us kicked off. I'm hoping we can find a second in the next 10-15 minutes so I can look at making a couple of changes and rest some players as Mo Salah now turns back looking for Trent. Ball into Patson Daka. Daka puts it through there to Naby Keita. Sadio Mane. Come on, Mane. Into Naby Keita. Into Fabinho. Through to Patson Daka. And Patson Daka is the man to make it 2-0 in the 52nd minute. That's what we needed. Come on, lads. Keep pushing. Here's Sarr now coming down this far side. Sarr coming in. Sarr still going, and it's a save from Pope in the 86th minute. Corner taken quickly. Ball in. Van Dijk's there. We're going to get another opportunity. But Pope's going to save it, and with only 2 minutes to go, I'd like to hope we can see this game out and get a clean sheet as Naby Keita now comes forward into Patson Daka, back to Naby Keita, Diego Jota, and it's saved again from Nick Pope, who has saved so many shots, and as the referee does blow the full-time whistle, we have finished and got the 2-0 win over Burnley away from home. 65% possession, 11 shots, 8 chances, 2 in the back of the net. We absolutely dominated. Burnley only had 1 shot, not even had a chance on goal. 35% possession. We dominated against Burnley, and it's exactly what I needed to see. And then we got to make those changes for Thiago, Salah and Mane, with Jota, Sarr and Chamberlain coming on. Very happy with that. And now we can focus and put all of our focus and time into the next game which is where we take on Frank Lampard's Chelsea in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Well, things are definitely on the up. A 6-0 win over Lazio, a 2-0 win over Burnley, and you can now see up the top left, I am not in the red zone anymore. I have been as low as a 62 overall manager. We've been working our way up, and now I'm assuming because we're through to the knockout stage of the Champions League, that one step closer to potentially winning it. We're still bossing it in the Premier League. We've now managed to slowly move up, and we currently find ourselves as a 72 overall manager, which I am very, very happy about. But up next, we take on Frank Lampard's Chelsea in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. And as promised, and as I have mentioned in many of my comment conferences, I'll always be rotating the team. I'll always be putting some of the reserve players in there, some of the young players, rotating players. But of course, with it being a very difficult game, and you can see that Frank Lampard's not putting out an easy team here. There's still Thiago Silva, there's still Chilwell, Werner, Havertz, James, Kepa between the sticks. They're still putting out a solid quality starting 11 there, and that's exactly why there is still a few big names like Fabinho, Thiago, Alisson, Salah, who are usually in the starting 11, that remain in the starting 11, because they knew Frank was going to put out a difficult team. And quite frankly, yes, the board aren't that fussed about the EFL Cup. They aren't fussed about the Carabao Cup. But for me, it's another piece of silverware, and of course, I want to go after it. So yes, we're playing 2 or 3 players that are usually in the starting 11, but the rest of the team is rotated. We've got Lewis Morton getting another start in the Carabao Cup. He played very well last time, so hopefully he can do well. But you can see the lineup that we've got currently ahead of Chelsea. We've got Diego Jota out on the left wing, Minamino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Lewis Morton linking up with Thiago in the central midfield roles. A little deeper, we've got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Timikas, Matip, Kabak and Williams at the back with Alisson between the sticks. Let's get into this game against Chelsea and hopefully bag ourselves a place in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Come on, Reds. We've played 2 games in today's episode and managed to score 8 goals. Let's get that to double figures. Let's put a load past Chelsea here and get it over 10. Timo Werner is going to be the man that we've got to be careful of. We haven't got Van Dijk, we haven't got Gomez, we haven't got a lot of pace, we haven't got a lot of experience at the back when we're bringing in Matip and Kabak, but hopefully they can handle Timo Werner. And that man there wearing the captain's armour for Chelsea, he's going to be our weak link. Yes, he's a fabulous defender, but he doesn't have the pace anymore, and I'm sure our front 3 will run him ragged. That's certainly what the game plan's going to be, as it is Taki Minamino to get us kicked off in this first half period. Nicely done, is Minamino. Go on, Jota, I've got you. Ball in behind for Diego Jota, through a goal. It should be 1-0. I should be putting that home. If that's Sadio Mane, that's in the back of the net. Goes to Fabinho. Fabinho's got a bit of space. I'm going to line that up with Fabinho. Looks to bend it into that top right corner. Unfortunately, it's going to be well over the bar in the end. Fabinho trying to move into a bit of space here. Mo Salah. Thiago puts it back in now to Mo Salah. Mo Salah's still coming. Mo Salah going to try and dink one. Ben Chilwell going to keep it alive. Try and slide in there. Yeah, we're going to take it back. It's Nico Williams. Lay it off now to Lewis Morton, who lines one up on his right foot. Oh, Lewis Morton nearly scores an absolute screamer. Oh, Lewis Morton, if he'd have whipped that in the back of the net, that would have been his goal of his career this season so far. Come on, Fab, get on it. Ball in. Fab's there. Fab's there! Oh, it's cleared off the line pretty much. Let's go, Kabak. Oh, he's put it over the top. It's a great ball in behind there to Rafa. Let's hold him here, Kabak. Hold him here, lads. To Gankov. Still to Gankov. Get a shot off. Nicely done. Thiago. Pings one right out now for Mo Salah. And we were going there. That was an incredible ball from our number 6 in the midfield. Thiago Alcantara. That was a beautiful ball out, and Mo Salah was gone. Mo Salah was gone because James and Rafa well out of position. At the moment, I would say we are definitely the more dominant team. They've only had 1 shot, 1 on target. We've had 6 shots, 3 on target. I think it's only a matter of time before we beat Kepa and we put our first goal in the back of the net as Chelsea get us kicked off in the second half period. Go on, Mo, let's go. Go back into Thiago. Beautiful, Thiago getting away. Mo Salah now going to take over. Come on, go to Thiago. Fabinho. Minamino takes his man. Taki Minamino with an absolute stunner. Taki Minamino take a bounce on, because that was incredible. I just fed it into his feet from Fabinho. I didn't know if he was going to be able to do much with it, but he manages to turn the ball by using his other foot, spins 180 degree and bends with his left foot in that bottom left corner. Thank you, Taki Minamino, who gives us the lead in the 60th minute and the deserved lead at that. Take the ball off him and then let's move. This is going to be incredible if we manage to win this ball back, in which we have. And we now play it out. And Taki Minamino wanting to go again. We are going to unleash here. Taki Minamino is going to be one-on-one with a keeper. Taki Minamino! It's a great save from Kepa. It's Kante. Got to be careful in Ultimate Werner. It's Fabinho. We get it out now to Ismail Sarr. Play it through. And again. Now we'll move. It's Taki Minamino. Going to lay it off now to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who can hit them. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, let's fly. And Kepa with a great save in the 89th minute. Yes, force them back. Come on, ref. They're going backwards. Here's Timo Werner. They're going backwards. Come on. Yes! Yes! Well, it is only a 1-0 victory. We don't quite get to the double figures of 10 goals scored in today's episode. We managed to get to 9. Yeah, we managed to get to 9. 6-2 and 1. But I'll tell you what, a 1-0 victory over Chelsea. When you look at these stats, it could have been a lot more. 12 shots, 7 on target. Chelsea had 1 shot, 1 on target. Bear in mind, at half-time, they'd had 1 shot, 1 on target. So they've done absolutely nothing in this second half. We dominated. We get the 1-0 victory thanks to Taki Minamino, who scored a fabulous goal. He then goes on to pick up man of the match with an 8.3 rating. And we are through, ladies and gentlemen, to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup after knocking out Frank Lampard's Chelsea in the quarter-finals. Right, guys, and here we are back at the Central for the final time in today's episode. And I could be wrong here, but I thought Manchester City were only 3 points behind us. They are now 5 points behind us. We've absolutely smashed it. And I don't believe Manchester City and Manchester United were on joint points. I think City were just ahead. So City must have dropped points in their last game when we played Burnley. And we now have a gap of 5 points at the top, and deservedly at that as well, because we have absolutely smashed it so far in the Premier League, in the Champions League. In fact, in every competition, we have smashed it. Unfortunately, I've gone down from a 72 to a 71 overall manager now. I've just knocked Chelsea out of the quarterfinals. I can't quite understand it. But before we end today's episode, let's head over to the calendar to see the 3 games that lie ahead in the next one. And oh, it's a tough one. It's a toughie. We've got Spurs at home in the Premier League, Manchester United away from home in the Premier League, and then Spurs again, this time away from home in the Premier League. That is certainly a tough one because it's going to have to be one of the Spurs games where we simulate it, and I think it's probably going to be the first one. I think we're going to simulate the first home game against Spurs, hopefully get the win. We can then travel away from home to Old Trafford to take on Manchester United and bag the 3 points there, and then we can travel down to Spurs down south, bag the 3 points there, and hopefully bag all 9 points in the next episode. But it is not going to be easy, especially because we've just played Chelsea, had 2 days rest and recovery. We're now straight away back on it playing Spurs. We've then got 4 days to rest, recover and train, and then only 2 days to recover, rest, and then we're playing Spurs again. So pretty difficult. We've got 3 games in 8 days, and only 5 of them we're actually going to be able to rest or recover on. One of them's a training day. So going to be a serious, tough episode in the next one. It's certainly not going to be an easy challenge to try and get all 9 points, but we will dig deep, we will do what we can, and we will try and come away with all 9 points. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a comment down below. Don't forget to ding dong that notification bell. And I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.